I forgot to set it over to the Conceptis. One second, let me switch on over to the correct scene. I put it to No Man's Sky, but I forgot. I want to do Conceptis first. Hold on, be right back. Okay, well, I mean, I did, but camera's not working right at the moment. Let's try to fix that. There we go. Okay. And then we'll just put it back on the live, and there we go. Okay, um, so this video is probably going to be pretty lengthy, because, um, well, I want to finish the Fill-a-Pix. I really do. But as you can see, it's not going very well. Um, the um, Now, okay, before I go too far into here, let me point out that I only have you know today basically to finish off you know remaining puzzles before you know it does its update. Um, but here's the thing. I'm doing the medium plus on here for the Fill-a-Pix, and well, my attempts to solve it have been, uh, I've had some difficulties with it. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let me open this up. There we go. So everybody can see the puzzle. There we are. Okay, so normally, as I, to try to explain, um, normally it's not that hard to, as I progress through the puzzle, um, like it's typically easy for me to find where like I can kind of go to like if one area is kind of blocked, I can always go to another area and continue with the rest of the puzzle. Like there isn't really any um, major difficulties in what um, there isn't really any kind of difficulties with you know handling the puzzle for the most part, or at least in my experience, um, they haven't really been super difficult. So, um, this one has been a little problematic because it hasn't been that way for this one. Um, I've been, you know, I solve certain areas and then I get blocked, and I've had to rely on like seeing various patterns to try to solve other other areas that are completely unrelated to the other larger areas that have already been completed. So it's like like this piece right here, like this has no bearing to any of the other larger areas. Same with down here, same with over here. It's one of those things where it's like you know I'm trying to find clues wherever I can get them in this particular puzzle, and it's quite interesting in the fact that um um I'm having to work with this and um you know um so trying to find clues as to I can um what I can and can't do, you know, um, try to find um, things that, I can, potentially get rid of, to maybe help do a full-on cascade. There's been times where I look at this and go, okay, well, if I do it this way, then I can, I can build other things. I can build off of it, and then I hit a roadblock, and it's like, nope, can't do that. So, um, so to say that it has been difficult, well, it's been difficult. Um, so, so I'm doing what I can to try to solve this, and well, um, it hasn't exactly been super easy. So, um, but I'm doing what I can where I can see certain clues. One thing that just caught my eye is this set down here. Okay. Now, obviously we have this 4 here, right? And obviously I can't do like a 4 like that because these 2's would cause a problem. Same with, over here, right? I can't really do that. Um, Now I could do something like that, and then, but I can't necessarily do that now, can I? Because, sure, this might solve the 2 down there, but if I put another 2 up here somewhere, for the 4, um, that would make this a 3. So, and obviously I can't do, 3 down there because, that 2's there, right? So, so it's looking to me. Hmm, Oh, but wait, I could do something like this. Oh, wait, no, that 2 is going to be a 3. Can't do that one. I could do something like this and put one right there. And that could, basically solve everything here. Well, not everything, like this 3 isn't completed, this 2 isn't completed, and so on and so forth, right? But here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to point out. Um, if I only have 1 here, for this 2, then I would need to have 3 there, which doesn't work at both, right? So, so this upper area, is either going to have like, is going to either need to have 1, or 2, and that's it. That's the maximum, right? You know, um, up here, 1 or 2, maybe 1 here in the middle, as I kind of demonstrated, like I could do that, and there wouldn't necessarily be any like major problems with this kind of setup, right? So I could do that, but here's the point, okay? Um, you know, um, we could do something like this. That 4 is satisfied. That's 2 is satisfied. That's 2 is satisfied, right? I can't have anything down here for this 2. Nothing can be there, you know, because again, if I have even 1 down there for this 2, then that would mean that only 1 more can be in the second, and these 6 squares here for this 2, and this 4 would have to have 3 up there, which wouldn't work, okay? So that's why, you know, these 3 here are blank. And just to make sure, yeah. So I don't know exactly what else is in there, but I mean, I know, those three have to be blank. So there's that. That's something that I can do. But it doesn't necessarily help out everything, but um, but we can, it might help a little bit in the future. So, um, let's see. All right. So I either have, obviously, I can either have three here or I can have two here in this grouping. Where the two is, I don't really know if it is just two. Okay. So obviously this four has either one or two in it as well. Could be two. But it could be just one. God damn it. There are times where I feel like I don't have enough information. Hmm. Okay, the remaining two has to be here for this four. That means this two has its two in this four as well, so there can't be anything in that group. There can't be anything here. Now it could be the one and one, but there can't be anything here. I'm gonna try to solve this there, folks. It's not gonna be exactly, easy. Because, as you can see, I'm fighting what is and isn't possible on this right at the moment. So, and I don't necessarily want to make any kind of guesses. I don't want to guess on this. So, like I can, like for example, this 7 here has one more blank spot, right? And it has to be in this 3. It can only have one blank spot in this 3. So one of these 3 is a blank spot. I don't know, I don't know where the other 2 are filled in, right? So that means that this 7 has one in this 3, but it has to have a second. So the second has to be in these 2 up here. That's a 50-50 chance. I mean, I could go for a 50-50 chance on one of these. But again, I'd rather not make that guess of a 50-50. Unless there's nothing else to help me out there. Like, there's no other additional information that is provided to me. So that's why it's um like for example, this 7 could have a filled in number there, and the 6 could have its remaining blank spot there. Or, the one blank spot for the 7 is there, and this is the filled in spot. The other blank is right there. I don't know. We got a 50-50 here, you know. So that's why it's like, god damn it. So close and yet so far. Um, I have one more for this one, or one more filled in for this one, for the 5, and the rest are blanks. But I don't know where that 1 is going to. I don't know. One more blank here, and then 2 filled in, which will take care of the 4. But again, don't really know what else. Oh, here we go. This 4 and 1. So this 4, you know, it can only have, 1 in these slots right here. Anything more than that, like, if I had 2 in there, this 1 wouldn't really work, right? So this 6 can only have 1. Well, that 4, well, it needs 3 more. It's right there. Awesome. So that means that with these 3 done, this is filled in, that's filled in, this 3 is done, that's filled in, that's filled in. Also, this 3 is also done, so that's filled in. The 7 is done, so that's filled in. There's 2 blanks here, so that we can fill in the rest there. So that's awesome. We have 1 more in these 2 spots, which means we can't have anything here, which means this one here is filled in there. So we got that. This 6 has 3 more, so there's that. This 5 is done. And we have 1 more for the 4 and the 1 there, so fill that one in. And we're stopped. Damn it. Okay. So far I've been kind of happy with the 4 and 1 combos or the 6 and 1 combos, but mm, okay. There has to be 2 here. That means there's 4 up here. Don't really know where though. Hmm. There has to be 3 in this set down here, which means this 5 can only have 2 up here. Which is interesting because if I have 2 here, then this 5 here needs 3, but this 2 is dangerous. So I could have like 2 here and then 1 over in this set of 4, but again, I don't really know. Interesting. Okay. I have 2 more in this set. But either way, this 3 has 1 coming to it, from this 5. Matter of fact, um, 1 can only be in this 3, so the other last remaining 1 can only be there. Yeah. But that 3 is done, with that 1, so these 2 are blank. Can't have anything more in those, so... we're going to have 2 blanks here. So that doesn't necessarily help out this 6 all that much. We're going to have 1 blank here. If I had 1 blank here, that would help out this 6, but I don't know if the blank... Oh, wait. One of them has to be filled in. Because this 5, only has 1 spot left. So that means 2 of them has to be blank. So that means one of this is filled, one of them is blank, so the rest of this is filled in. Yeah. That means this 3 is done. And there's our 1 there. Awesome. We have our 5 with 4 blanks, so we just need 1 more. So there's that. The 4 is done. This 4 is done, so put in the blanks around it, which means 1 last space for that 6, which is right there, and that 5 is done. This 4 only has 2 more spots available to it, so there's that. The 6 is done. This 6 has its 3, so we need to fill in the other 2 there. This 5 has 4 blanks, so we fill in there. And once again, we're kind of... Well, okay. We have 2 more spots for this 3. Either way, that one's filled in. Well, I mean... Well, okay. Let me put it to you this way. I need 2 spots. I can't do that because that would ruin this 2, right? And I can't do that because that would ruin this 1. So one of them has to be there, which, that 2 is done. So the last remaining one is there, which means that one is done. So this 5 has 4 blanks already, so the rest is filled in. This 4 is done. This 5 is done. This 5 has one more, so there's that. Let's see. I'm not sure what else to really do here. Obviously, I have one more blank in this set of 5, and then the rest are filled in, but I don't know where that one blank is here. Well, okay. Actually, I do know where it is, because it has to be in one of these two spots, because I can't have, two additional filled ins there. That would change that 3 to a 4. So one of these has to be blank, which means, one of them is filled in, so, that has to be a blank there. And these have to be filled in. So that's helpful. That's handy, because now we have that 2 done. This 3 has one more, and this 2 is done. Let's see. We just have one more here, because it's one there, and the 5 has one more left, so it has to be up there, and 2 blanks. So I'm not quite sure exactly where though. Okay, this 5 has 2 more, which I can't put there, because that would ruin the 3. So one way or another, I'm going to need to have at least one there. Then we have one filled in and one blank here, which means this 3 is done either way. This 4 only has 3 more spots to, grant value to, so there's that, and that 3 is done. So that's good. This 3 is done. Okay. This 4 only has one more left, and with this 5 being here, I mean, I can't put 2 here for this 5. Meaning like I have only one blank spot that I can put there, right? So, but I can't put 2 next to that 4. So one of these 2 has to be a blank. You know, so that means this 5 has the remaining 4 there. And if one of these 2 is filled in, then that 4 right there has to have a blank there. Just as a, just to kind of show where my mind is going there, folks. Just to, like, hey, we're doing pretty good. With this 3 though, because we have 6 blanks right now. I need 2 more spots filled in, so fill in, fill in. That 4 is done. This 4 just needs one more, and this 4 is done. Okay. Not sure about the rest here. Okay, we have 3 left here, right, for this 4. But this 2 can only take 1. out of that 3, right? Either way, we can, we can't put 2 there. That would ruin the 2. So one of these has to be filled in and one half of them has to be a blank, and the remaining 2 that's left over has to be there. So, but with this being a 1 and a blank, that means this 2 is done one way or another. So this is filled in and these are filled in. You know, so there's that. So that's handy because this 4 has 5 blanks, so it has to have everything else filled in. So there we go. And that 5 is done. This 3 only has 1 spot left, so there's that. This 2 is done. This 4 only has 2 spots left, so fill in those. This 4 is done. That 3 was done. This 2 now only has 1 spot left, so fill that one in. This 5 is done. This 6 has 3 blank spots, so it needs to fill in the rest. And we're held up. So hold off on this for right now. I want to kind of go back over here a little bit. Um, hmm, one of these 2 spots could be filled in. Or, I mean, at minimum, they would be filled in, you know. So, like, I could have, like, 2 here, but, I need 1 more, so it could be either there or there, but I don't know. Like, both of them could be filled in for all I know. So, um, but I don't know, like, so I can't really do much with this 2 right at the moment. So, well, wait, hold on. One can, only 1 can be here. Because if I have 2 there, this 3 is going to be putting 3 there, which, ruins that 4, right? So I can't have 2 here. So one of these 2 has to be a blank, which means I have to fill in that one and that one. There we go. Hmm. But it might not necessarily, the last remaining one for the 4 might not necessarily work with the 2 here. So it could be there and that would still work. So, and this 6, might not necessarily affect that 2 either because it could just, do something like that, and totally ignore that 2 altogether. So don't really know yet on that one. Okay. This 6 has one blank spot remaining because it already has 2. And this 4 can't have, the 2 spots needed for the 6 because that would make it a 5. So one of these 2 spots has to be a blank. So that spot right there has to be filled in. So there's that, which means this 4 has to have a blank there. So this 4 only has 2 spots left, so there's that. This 6 is done. So there's that. Hmm. Okay. This 5 here can have 3 there. That would make that a 6. So either way, this has to have, this has to have 2, to satisfy this 5. So this 5 has the 3 there. So that much is known. Um, Okay, this 4 only has 1 remaining that it can fill in, right? And this 5 is missing 2, so I can't put in 2 there. That would make that a 5. So either way, one of these two has to be a blank and one has to be filled in. So one has to be filled in there for the 5. So, and then, fill in and blank there, which means the rest of this has to be blank. So there's that. We have 1 more here and 2 blanks. But the 2 blanks could be anywhere. Okay. 1 more here, and then 2 blanks. Which means only 1 more can go in here. So we could have 2 here, could have just 1 in this grouping of 4. And no, obviously I can't do, 2 like that because that would ruin this 4 there. So, but I could do something like that. And that would work. One blank and 1 has to be here. Thing is that it could be like that. Two more have to be filled in there. 2 more have to be filled in there. But I can only do 3 in here. No, I don't really see what I can do there. Okay, wait a second. Hold on. I just took another look at this. This 2 only has 1 left, right? So the 1 has to be in here, right? So this 2 only has 1 left, and it has to be in this 3. But here's the thing. This 3 here, um, you know, has two, and one of these two has to be filled in for the remaining three, right? So that means that this two's last single one that it can fill in has to be in here. So that means that this spot here has to be a blank. You know, there's no question about that. You know, because we can't because we can't have that because this two has like one more coming to it, so that would ruin this too, right? So either way, that has to be filled in for both of them, no question. So yeah. So because we know that one has to be a blank, then this three is done. Um, so we have one more coming here and one more going there. But um, I don't know the positioning right at this moment in time to confirm where exactly they're going to be placed at, though. Hmm, because it could still go there and it would still work. Like if it was there and there, the fours would be satisfied, the twos would be satisfied, this two would be satisfied, and everything would work, and then I would put another one right there for the four. But I can't do that right now. I can't confirm that one either. Interesting, interesting, interesting. What am I going to do here? Hold on. One has to be here. No, it doesn't have to be there. Never mind. I'm I'm making a mistake. That four could still have its one there. And I can't make that assumption that one's there. Oh boy. Okay, I don't think I can do anything more here. I'm gonna have to try to figure out like how to solve what's over here first before I can solve the rest of this, I think. To cascade over in this general direction because I can't get through the rest of that right at the moment. Uh, Wait a second. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Time out. I can't put, I have a 4 here, right? So I can't put 4 in D6 here because that would ruin the 3, right? I can't do that, right? You know, the 6 here can only have, 3 out of this 4, because of this 3. So first off, that means that's all blank because we're already got the 3 there. I say that, you know, um, that 3 has to be here because there's can only be 1 here because of this 5. I can't have 2 here for this 4 because that would make that a 6, right? So so one of these two has to be, one of this 4, and the remaining 3 has to be in this remaining 6. So this 3 blocks off the rest of that. So there's that, and just to show, yeah, we're doing good. But with 1 being here, then that means that the rest over here has to be blank. It has to. So then that means we have that filled in. So there's that. Doesn't necessarily help us out here, though. Okay, I'm gonna have to try to figure this part out here because obviously um, I'm gonna need to, solving this down here is not gonna help me over here. So I'm gonna need to try to figure this part out somehow. It's not gonna be easy, but we'll see what we can do here. This 5 could still have 2 over there. Or this size 1 could be there, and yeah. Hmm. And this 4 could have that there and 3 there. So I don't really know on that 4. And then we could have something like this. Satisfies that 4, satisfies that 3. Could have 1 there to satisfy that 5 and this 4. And then like 1 there to satisfy that 5, right? So all this could potentially work. So what's so problematic about this right at the moment? Okay, another clue here. The 6 has 1 blank left, right? The rest of them have to be filled in. But here's the thing. This 4 here can only have 1 spot. The 6 can't have 2 more blank spots. That doesn't work for the 6, right? So one of these spots here has to be, a blank and a filled in. You know, both can be blank, both can be filled in. So, the remaining here has to be filled in for the 6. That's a given. This one of these has to be filled in, one of them has to be blank. That means this 4 has to have a blank there. That means this 5 has 1 remaining, so put that there. This 5 is going to get the 1 left from the 4 for the remaining 1. that it needs, so it has a blank going there. Um, okay, let's cut this a little bit more. Um, I mean, the 6 could have all 3 of these filled in, and it would still... everything would kind of work on that one. You know, the 2 would work, the 5 would work, the 4, you know, would still need 1 more, the 5 would be fine, you know, so, yeah. Mm. Okay, the 7 only has one remaining blank available. So the remaining blank has to be here. Or maybe, well, no, not doesn't necessarily have to be there. Like it could be filled in. You know, this 3 would be done, but obviously we can't have 2 blanks there. So it's either 1 or none on those 2. But this 5 would need 2 more, which would be 1 here and 1 in this remaining 4, which means this 7 has to have this filled in. Okay, so that one has to be blank, which means this 6 is good with its 3 blanks, so everything else is filled in for that. This 5 is done. And everything else should be good, right? Yep, okay. This 5 has its 4 blanks, so the rest has to be filled in. This 5 is done. This 5 needs 1 more. This 4 is done. This 3 needs 1 more. This 4 needs 2 more. This 4 is done. This 5 has its 1 blank, so it's good. 4 is done. 2 needs 1 more. This 2 is done. Okay, one of these has to be filled in and one has to be blank. That means this 4 needs 1 more there, which means this 2 is done. And there has to be filled in with blanks, so this 4 has its 1 there. This 5 is done. This 4 needs 3 more. This 5 needs 2 more. So we got that. Okay, we need 2 more here, which would basically satisfy this 5, so I can only have 1 blank there. That 7 has its 2 blanks, so everything else is filled in. This 5 is done, so blank there, and there's that. That 5 is done. This 5 needs 1 more. This 4 is done. That one needs 1 more. We have 1 more here, which means I need to have a blank there for the 6, so we need 1 there, and there's that. Okay. Oh, man. we're already 1 hour in, and like half the puzzle is still incomplete. It's like, uh, this puzzle has been brutal, man. Okay, two more has to go there, and this set here, and the rest of them, which is three, has to be blank. Now here's the thing. I can't have three blanks in here in this four set for this five, because that would ruin the seven. So one of the three has to be there. There can only be two blanks here. And that means this six here has its two remaining blanks here as well. So that means this six has all of its blanks taken care of, so that's filled in. So that four is done, which is interesting because there's our two blanks. Our six is done with its, it needs to be filled in. Seven needs to be filled in there. That five is done. This three needs one more. This six needs one more blank. This four needs one more, and there's that. This five needs one more, and this two is done. Okay. This five is done. Okay, this three needs one more. This five, well, I can't put two here. I would run the three. So one of these spots here has to be a blank. So I have to fill in those two spots. Which means I have one more blank here, and one has to be filled in on these two. So this six has the one, it's two, two of it's filled in there. And so this three has all this blank because I have to have one and one here. But because that five has its one blank there, then we need that, and there we go. So, and zero errors. Okay. Okay, this two here is gonna need to put it somewhere in the set of four, right? But that means that this two is also gonna have that same exact two as that one. That means that right there has to be blank. So that means this eight with its one blank there has all that filled in. So that's awesome. Okay. Hmm. Okay, we have one blank coming here, one blank there. But that doesn't necessarily help us out completely on what's coming. I have two blanks here in this set. And then two more blanks has to be down there for this 5. Right. Because we're only gonna have like one single um one additional filled in block, in this 3 here. So it could be like right over there for that 7. So that 5 would have 4 here, so it would just only have like 1 left there, which would mean that this 2 only has 1 here. Hmm. Thing is this 3 could have 1 here and still not totally get affected by this. Like it could have all of this, completely blank, and it would be perfectly fine. So, mm, okay, this 4 has 2 coming to it, and 1 blank. Problem is that it could be anywhere in here. 1 blank could be there, could be there, could be there. Hmm. Oh, which could still. Oh, but wait, hold on. Wait a second, wait. Time out. If I did 2 here for this 4, and that would blank that one out, right? This 2 would be blanked, so that would fill. Oh no, well, okay. No, okay, never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself there. I was thinking like maybe I would have like a situation where I had 3 there, which would make that, you know, which wouldn't necessarily work. Yeah. Okay, I have a potential 4 here, which means 2 has to go there. Mm, don't really know. I was trying to see if there was, this had, one remaining to come to it and two blanks. And I was trying to see, like, if the two blanks were positioned, you know, could that, cause, problems anywhere else? And no, it doesn't. So the single one could be anywhere in here and still, and work right at the moment. So, okay, I think I'm gonna have to kind of ignore the rest of this. I don't see what I can kind of do here. Let me maneuver again over here somewhere and try to get some fresh eyes on what we got over here. Maybe I can figure something out. Okay, wait a second. Hold on, hold on. I see something. I see something. I can't put 3 here for this 3, right? Because of obviously this 2. That 2 would have a problem. So I can't have all 3 here. I can only have, I mean, I could just only, well, no, I can't, well, I can't even have, um, like if I do all 3 there, this 3 would also have a problem. So I can only have 1 here for this 3, and I would have to have 2 here. So this has to be filled in because I can't really do anything here. So that would mean that I would only have 1 here, and this one would have to be filled in for this 2. Which means 1 has to be filled in there, which means the rest of this has to be blank. 1 filled in there would make this 3. No, I would need 1 more somewhere down here for the 3. Okay, never mind. But so far, pretty good on that one. Okay. Um, okay. If 2 of them has to be down here for the 2, then I can't have a third one here, right? You know, like I can't do something like that. or something like that. That wouldn't work. So either way, that has to be blank. So that has to be filled in. Yeah, which means this 4 is done, as well as this 3. So there's that. Okay. Okay, this 2 only has 1 remaining. So we would need at least 2 here for this 3. But this 3 could have 1 more remaining, 1 more down here somewhere. Hmm. Okay, I have 2 here for this 4. Alright? You know, to satisfy this 2, I need only 2. I can only have 2 in here. Which means this 4 here can only have 2 in here. So there, one of these spots has to be blank, which means that has to be filled in. Now the blank, you know, could be over here, so, you know, I don't really know. So, but if it was like, you know, here or here, then, you know, then I can fill in those 2 spots there. But, you know, again, I don't know. The 2 for this could be here, so, you know, I don't know if anything is going to be going over there. I mean, both of these could be the 2 as well, so, you know, again, I don't know. There we have 1 here. We have 1 here for the 4. The rest of them have to be blank. Two more for this 5. 1 has to be here. So the remaining 1 has to be there. Which means for this 5 here, it would only have a total of 3. Which it would have to have its remaining 2 somewhere in this set here. But wait, if I can only have two coming to 5 here to finish it off in this set, that at most would make this for a total of 3. So, like, I would need to have 2 here in this set to satisfy this 4 because it only has one other spot outside of it. So the 2 has to be in the set in these 4 here. So this 5, it has a blank there. Okay, but we need to have that filled in, so no errors, and this 2 is done, so there's that. So that's handy. Um, hmm. Now here's the thing. For this 5 here, I have 3 coming to it. But if I was to put all 3 of them up here, that would ruin this 3, right? So I would have to have the remaining two blanks that it's coming to it in this set of 4 to satisfy this 3, right? Which means 1 filled in has to be going there. So, and we have one fill in and 1 blank here, which means this 4 has 1 fill in and 1 blank here, which means this 2 has nothing there, has nothing there. Which means our 5 isn't completed yet. It's close, but not quite. Damn. Let's see. Okay, for this 5, I can't put the remaining 2 here because this 4 has 1 coming to it here. So, because of that, one of these 2 has to be blank. For the last remaining blank has to be in these 2 spots, which means I need to have 1 there. Which means this 3 with 1 fill in and 1 blank there has to have that as a blank. So that 2 is done. Okay. Oh man. What's this? Alright. Someone's just replying back to me on the job board. Alright, never mind. I don't see what else I can do up here without having, I feel like I have to have something cascading in, and I can't necessarily see, or can't necessarily, figure out where the last two is going to be being placed in here. I don't know. You know, it could be, both there, it could be both there. Um, you know, it could be like, catty corners, and then, try to, might need to fill in one of these two spots. So, another 50-50 situation going on here, and it's like, damn it. I was looking at this and going, okay, with the two, I could do like, uh, I could either, have two and two for this two, or I could have like two and two. I mean, if it was this way, then that would mean that this four doesn't have anything more, anything else there, so it'd have to fill in all that above. But I can't confirm that. I can't, make that, you know, definitive. So, and I can have both two there. So, you know, like I don't necessarily need to have one for the two here over here. Like I don't need to have that. So, matter of fact, I could, all this could be completely blank, and the two could be up there. I don't know. Um, okay, wait a second. Hold on. I'm thinking here. This two only has one left coming to it, right? So that one has to be in the six, as you can see, right? You know, it only has one available because one has already been satisfied. So there's one more in the six. That means for this 3 here, because we have 1 in the 6, it has 2 left. It can only place down 2, which means the 3 up here has to have 2 in the 3, right? Which means this 4, that 4, if 2 has to be in this 3 here, that 4 is satisfied. Because, it already has 2 already. So if that 4 is satisfied with 2 here, then that would mean that has to be blank, and all those have to be blank for that. So, yeah. Okay. That's helpful. Okay. What else can we do here? I don't know if I can do anything else for this right at this moment in time. At least not here. See, this 4 could either have 1 in this set here, and then like 4 here, or 2 of these could be there, and then 2 more could be there. I don't really know. Hmm. Okay, I can't do 3 there. No, I'm kind of jumping to conclusions around this area. Hold on. I gotta hold off on that for right now. A lot of jumping to conclusions right at this moment in time. I don't really know. Okay. Here's something I'm going to note here. For this 4, we can't do 4 here. We can't even do 3 here, because that would ruin this 2. So at most, we would only have 2 available in this set of 4, right? Well, that means that I would need 2 more remaining, which can only be there and there. There's nothing more that can be done with this 4. So this one has to be blank, first off. And this one is done. So that's handy. Okay, this 4 here has 3 basically coming to this point here because it only has 1 spot left there, and this 4 can only take 3 more itself. So this one has to be blank. That one has to be filled in. These have to be blank. This 4 is done. This 6 is done. This 6 is done. This 4 just needs 1 more. Okay, this 3 has 1 more, which this 4 is going to be using, so that one has to be blank. So that 5 now has 4 blanks, so that one's filled in, that 4 is done, that 6 is done. The 7 has its 2 blanks, so that's filled in. That 6 is now taken care of, so that's a blank, and that's filled in. So, finally. Okay, let's see. Okay, so for this 4, I have, 2 more coming to it, right? But I can't put the 2 there. One of these 2 has to be a blank, at the very least. But I mean, both of them could be there too, and would still be satisfied. Yeah, damn it. Close, but no cigar. Okay. This 5 has 2 and 2 coming to it. But the thing is that the 2 can't be there. Up in the upper, in this upper 3. Like, I can't do that. So one of the fill-ins for this 5 has to be placed there. And then one more has to be placed there, which means this 3 is satisfied, which means that one and that one is closed, which means we need these 2 filled in and everything is done up there. Correct? Correct. Okay. We have one blank and one filled in here. Not sure which one is which. Like it could be like right there and would satisfy all these. I don't think there's anything else I can do up here at this time. And I need to know whether or not there's if this one's filled in or not. Because if this one's filled in, then that's great. You know, we satisfy like multiple, but we don't know. You know, this one could be up there, and this two could be down there. So nothing I can really do about that. And this one could still could be the blank, or it could be filled in. Everything would kind of match if it was still. Hmm. Okay, one has to be there. Two could be here. Hmm. I don't know. God damn it. This one's tough, man. Ah. One blank has to be here. One blank has to be here. That means this 6 has to have two blanks here. Well, this 4 and there's 3 more coming to this spot here. So there has to be one, there has to be one going here. But the thing is that it could be something like that. Hmm. Yeah. I was kind of hoping that, like, I was looking at these down here again and wondering if, like, I just need one blank. Problem is that, like, everything, all the other numbers around it could, potentially avoid, giving a single blank to these. Oh, wait, not quite though. Because this 7 here, like, the only spot that it could, like, put a single blank down that, like, I can't put two blanks down here because that would ruin the 8, you know. Um, you know, like, same with this. Like, I can't do two blanks there because that would ruin this 8. Now, I could do, like, a blank there and blank there, you know, and that 8 is done. Or I could do, like, one blank there and do another blank there, which would, fill in the rest of the 8 there, but that 8 could have another blank anywhere here. Same result this way. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously I can't have like a full 6 here. That's not possible because that would mean that this 7 would need two blanks there, which wouldn't really work, right? So this 6 would have to have a couple of, and well, it's only gonna have two blanks here, so one blank has to be here in this set, which means two have to be filled in this set. Which which means this 4 has 2 coming to it here, which means this 4 has to have 2 here, which means this 3 has to have 1 here, this 3 has to have 2 here. And I can't really build off of that, damn it. Okay. Point here. This 6. So I can't put 4 more here for the 6 because that would mean that this 4 would be overloaded. So at most, in this set of 6, I can only have a total of 3. Matter of fact, it has to be 3 because the 6 only has 3 more spots. So 3 has to go here. So this 4 is already maxed out. So this one and this one have to be blank. Okay. The 6 has 4 coming to it and 2 blanks. The 2 blanks could be there though. And the other 4 could be there. So nothing I can absolutely be 100% certain of right at the moment. This 6 has 3 blanks come into it. But the thing is that only one blank has the possibility of going here. So 2 blanks has to be in this set of 3 as well. Just don't know exactly where. All 3 of these could be blank. Like there's nothing that could stop that per se from happening. It's just here I can't have 2 blanks. That can't happen. So at most we can have at least 1 blank there, in this 3 set. And then we'd have like 2 blanks up here and then 1 filled in. Where, I don't really know, but 2 has to be here. But that doesn't necessarily guarantee that 1 has to be here or 1 has to be there. I mean, both of these could be blank for the 7 here. Okay, we're going to have at least 1 blank here, if not, all 3 of them. Okay, 3 has to be here. I mean, this 4 has 1 more there. And this 3 either has 1 or none here. We know. Okay, I need to have at least one or two. This 4 has, two left, right? So obviously, at least one of these has to be filled in, if not both. Because we can't have like all 4 of them being blank and the 2 over there because that would interfere with the 6. So we would need at least 1 or 2 here in this particular set. Problem is that I don't know if 1 or 2 is here, then we would either have 2 here or 1 there. Not sure. It all depends on, what is getting placed here. Oh, okay, what's going on here? I'm getting some email messages and stuff like that. 1 second. Yeah, nothing important. Okay. I could have all 4 here satisfy this 6, and that would satisfy this 4. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. It could just be 3. Or 3. And the last one could be there, so... Okay. I would need... No, actually, I can still put 3 down. I could put a total of 3 down here, and it'd still work. Leaving just 1 needing to be placed up there, or, it could be something like that. God damn it. I have 3 left for this 4. So one way or another, I need to have, well, only one can be placed in these 2 spots out of the 3. The other 2 spots has to be there and there. That has to be guaranteed, which means this 4 has to have that as a blank. Can't do anything else with that. So, okay. I'm assuming that's correct, yeah. We have one more here for this 4, and these 2, and one of these has to be a blank. And then we'd have to have one more blank in here. Damn it. Which, for this 6 here, we'd have to have one more blank down here somewhere, so there's nothing like super concrete with that right at the moment, so. Okay, there's 4 only has 2 left, which has to go there. So that 5 is done. The 6 has its 3, so fill in those. The 6 has its 3, so fill in those. That 4 is done. That 4 just missing 2. This 5 is done. This 6 has its 3 missing, so fill that. And this 3 is done. This 3 is done. The 6 is done. The 7 needs one more. Okay, I need one more in. I'm gonna have like, one here, and then I can only put one more in this set here, so this 4 is done as well, so I need one blank there. There has to be a blank here, and one filled in, so the rest of that's grayed out. Is that correct? Yeah. Hmm. Okay, this 3 has 1 coming here, and this 4, if it just has 1 there, then it has to have 3 there, which means this 3 is also done, which means this 3 has to have 3 there. So there's that. Hmm. I don't have anything anywhere near this 3 that could really kind of set, um, like nothing that would like absolutely say like, hey, here's our 1 left because like for example, this 5 could have, the remaining 2 that it needs over here, not having 1 anywhere near that 3. So and both of these could be blank for that 7 there. So okay, I need 1 more here, which means there has to be 2 here. Doesn't really help me out anywhere over here though. I could still have the 2 over here and it would still work. Hmm. I just need 1 more. Problem is just that everything else could, everything else could have its, completely avoid this too. Like this 3 here could have its, remaining 2 over here, for example. So, oh, but it can't have a remaining 2 there. That would fuck up the 4. And I can't have 2 in here. That would fuck up this too. Like I can't do that right there. That would fuck up that too. So I would have to have 1 in this 6 set here and 1 in this 2 set here, which means this 4 has its 1 here, which means everything else has to be blank. That correct? Yeah. Which means this 4 here has that, which means that 5 is done. Okay, which means the 1 remaining is there. Okay. Okay, this 5 has 2 more coming to it, which means 1 has to be there. And the 2's done as well. And the other one has to be there. And there's our 3. And our 3 there. And then, not quite sure what else. But I finally got that done. That's been a pain in my side for a while now. Okay, 1 has to be here, which means for this 2 here, well, 1 has to be there. Which means this 3 is done. So there's that. Okay. Hmm. This 4 has 3 remaining and 2 blanks. If there's 3 remaining for this 4, then this 4 is also having those 3 as well, which means this can't have anything down there. Interesting. Okay, well, this 5 here, um, you know, it just has 1 more blank left, and everything else has to be filled in. So if this only has 3 coming to it, you know, like I can't do 4 here, you know, that would mean that this 5 only has 3 possible in this particular set here, which means that has to be blank, and these have to be filled in. Which means I would need to have those filled in. 1 has to be there, and that one has to be blank, which means this 3 here needs to have that one filled in. That has to be blank. This 2 is done, so those are blank. That one's filled in. And that one's filled in. This 3 is done. This 2 needs that one. And we're pretty good. Okay, we're doing overall till 0 hours. We're already 2 hours and 20 minutes into this video. My gosh. I hope you all appreciate the fact that I'm taking a lot of time trying to solve this one. I hope you give me a like and subscribe on this because oh man, this one's beating me quite a bit. This one I'm really kind of working my noggin on it. Now, obviously, some people might see it right away. I understand. Yeah, I'm just, you know, just kind of trying to work through it myself so you guys can kind of see, like, um, my limitations kind of thing, like how much I can see and what I can't see, you know. So, so if you're like getting through this puzzle like right now, like super quick, then you're better than me right at the moment. So, okay, we have two here, which means we can only have one left here. Which means for this three here, we can only have two here. Hmm, not much I can really do about that though. Hmm, we need two more here. We can have two more there. But it could just be like, that, and that would still work. Hmm. Maximum of three here. Could be two. Obviously, it can't be just one because this four here needs at least, you know, you know, at least two. Because it just has those two spots there that I can, you know, get its remaining two from. So, so it needs at least two, if not three here. So, but I don't know. Hmm. And obviously, I can't really determine like where everything is kind of located at. Like I could do that. You know, I could do something like, well, I can't do this. That would screw up that four. So, Wait a second. Oh, okay. Hold on. Time out. The 6 has 4 left. That's coming to it, right? Well, I can't do 2 in this particular column. I can only have 1 here. So that means 3 out of the 4 have to be there. So 1 has to be in this last set of 3, right? That last remaining 1 for this 6 has to be somewhere in here, right? The other 2 spots have to be blanks, you know, otherwise we screw up that 3, which means this 3 has a blank there, has a blank there, which means that 4 has 1 there, that 2's done, that 2's done, and we're good. This 4's done, this 2's done, this 3's done, there we go. Wow, that took a bit. Okay, and obviously that 0 errors, okay. Okay, this 4 has 1 more coming to it, which means, the 1 has to be coming from these spots. But here's the thing, this 5 only has 1 blank spot, meaning if I put 2 of its 5 here, then that screws up the 4. So one of these 2 has to be a blank, which means all the rest of that's filled in. So if this one of these has to be the blank and 1 has to be filled in, then this 4 is done, which means the last blank has to be there for it, which means this 6 has its 3 blanks, so the rest of it has to be filled in. There's our 1 missing blank there, and this 6 has its 3, so we fill in that. That 2 is done, so that's blank, and there's the 2. Oh boy. And so everything else should be fine. Yep. Okay, we have 2 blanks coming to this spot here, which means we need 2 blanks here, meaning only 1 value can be placed here in this set of 3. So it could be there, and the 2 remaining blanks could be there, or it could be over here, and the 2 remaining blanks could be there. Don't really know. Hmm. See, we have 2 blanks here. remaining for this 5. You know, the other 4 need to be filled in, which means there has to be 2 blanks here and 1 filled in down here. Again, don't really know which ones. So okay, 3 more have to be filled in for the 7 in this 4 left, which means this 5 is technically done. So this has to be all cleared up. That can be, that has to be filled in like that. So, and then we have 2 blanks here and 1 filled in there, which means our remaining 5, you know, our single 1 left for the 5 has to be there, which means that satisfies that 3. So there's that. And then we have our remaining 1 there to satisfy that 7. The 7 is done there, so that's filled in. That 6 is done, so the rest is blank. That 5 has all of its blanks, so the rest needs to be filled in. The 6 has its 3 blanks, so it needs to be filled in. Not sure about everything else, though. Okay, hold on. Okay, I have 2 blanks coming for the 6, but both of the blanks can't be here. So one of them has to be there, at the very least, and the other one has to be there, which means this 5 has its 2 filled in there. So there's that. Let's see. So we have 1 more here, and of course the 1 more there, as I was kind of talking about before. Obviously we can't do 2. So if 1 is there and 1 is there for the 6, it has 3 already. Then it's missing 1, so 1 has to go there. Yeah, 2 more blanks here and then 2 fill-ins, which means this 5 is done, so that gets placed there. This 5 has its 4 blanks, so 1 needs to go there. This 5 is missing, well, has its 4 blanks, missing 1, so 1's there. Okay, the 5's 1 blank is in here. And then it's, has its 2 remaining filled in here, so this one has to be blank for the 4. Okay, if this is 1 and 1 here, then that means this one would need to have this as blank. So there we are. Okay, this 2 has at least 1 there, because it can't have 2 there. That would run this 2 over here, so, but because the 1's there, then this 2 is done, which means this 2 needs to place there, this 2 is done, that 3 is done. Okay, and this 4 needs 3 more, so that's done, this 3 is done, this 3 is done, this 6 needs 1 more, and this 4 needs 1 more. And we have 1 more blank there. So that 6 has all of its blanks, which means all that needs to be filled in, which means this 3 is done. So blank there, blank there. There's our fill in right there. Our 4 has 5 blanks. It, needs the rest filled in, so there's that. This 5 is done, so fill those in. This 4 is done, so fill that one in. That 3 is done as well. This 4 is done. This 5 has its 4 blanks and just needs to fill in the rest, so there's that. This 4 is done. This 6 is done. This 4 needs one more. This 4 is done. This 5 needs one more. This 5 needs one more there, which means those are blank, which means this 3 has one there and one there, and there's our 3. Okay, this 5 has 2 coming to it. Which means 2 has to be there. Which means this 4 is done. Which means all that's blank. Which means this 6 has its 3 blanks, so the rest of it needs to be filled in. Which means that 3 is done. Okay, this 2 has 1 there. Don't know about the rest. um, oh boy. One blank here and one filled in, one blank here and one filled in, so I don't really know. I mean, 2 has to be there, in these 2 spots, which means this 4 has only 1 left coming to it, so it has to be, 1 has to be here or there. Which means this 5 has to have 1 there. Has to have 1 there, because it only has 1 coming to it here. 1 has to be blank and filled in here. So, yeah, this one has to be filled in. So, there's that. One is there, 2 has to be here. Which means this 5 is done. Can't have anything there. Or no, wait. 1 there and 2 there. Oh, yeah. That 5's done. Okay. I'm afraid that I'm gonna have to go back over here somewhere and try to figure this part out a little bit more because I'm kind of running into a roadblock here, it feels like. Okay, if 2 has to be here. One has to be here. Like, I can't do 3 here. That won't work. And obviously I can't put 2 there because that 3. Wait, with this 3 needing 2 more, I can't put the 2 there for the 3. So one of these has to be blank, one of them has to be filled in, which means this can't have that. There. This 4 has its 5 blanks, which means it has to fill in everything else. That 3 is done. This 3 needs 1 more. That 5 is done. This 4 is done. That 4 needs 1 more. This 4 is done. This 2 is done. That 2 is done. This 4 is done. This 4 needs 1 more. This 4 is done. This 5 has its 4, so it needs, or it has 4 blanks, so it needs to fill in the rest. Okay, this 3 has 1 more coming to it here, so these 2 are blank, which means this 3 needs 2 more. That 3 is done. That 3 is done. Okay, this 6 has 1 blank left, which has to go in here, so those are filled in. Um, Okay, this one has only 1 blank coming to it here, which means if it has all these as a single blank, then that 7 here must have a blank there because it needs a second blank. So because of that, this 8 fills in the rest, which means there's our 8 single missing block right there. That gets filled in, and I'm filling the missing block there. Our 6 is done. Oh, but I don't know about everything else here right at the moment. We have 1 blank and 1 fill in here. Same with here. We have 1 fill in here. And then 1 fill in here. If only 1 can be placed here, and 1 can be placed in this set here, that means this 5 only has a total of 2 possible filled in, right? So the 3 needs to be there, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, if this 2 has 1 more coming to it, which is in one of these 2 spots, then this 2 is done. we can fill in the rest of that, which means this 2 here has to be there and there. Correct? Correct. So this 1 is done. This 3 is done. This 2 needs to be filled in there and there. This 4 is done. This 2 is done. This 3 needs 1 more. This 6 needs 1 more. This 3 is done. And 1's there. And we're good so far. 5 needs 2 more. 2's done. Okay, I have 2 more left coming to this 5 here, which means this 3 has that being blank. So, which means this 5 here only has 1 more spot left to go, which is there, which the 6 needs a blank. So there's that. This 5 needs 1 more. So there we go. There we go. Everything's looking pretty good. This 7 is done. This 5 is done. 6 needs 1 more. 4 needs 1 more. Okay, how are we doing? We're getting very close to the end here there, folks. Oh my gosh, this is taking forever. Okay, let's see. We have 2 blanks here with 1 coming to it. Okay, this 5 has 3 coming to it, right? So that means at least one of these has to be filled in. Well, you know, if one of these has to be filled in, well, that will satisfy the 5, which means that one's blank. But that also means these both have to be filled in because both of them can't be filled in because the 5 only needs 1 more. So there's that. And if one of these 2 have to be a blank, then that means this 4 needs 1 more there. So there's that. Let's see. This 6 has 1 more coming to it here and 1 blank, which means this 6 has been satisfied with a 1. So this one has to be blank, which means this 6 has its 3 blanks. So it needs fill in both of those 2, which means this 6 is done. So it just needs to be filled in there. That 6 was done. This 5 needs 1 more. There we go. This 3 is done. And this 6 needs 2 more. And we're done. We're done. Yeah. That did not feel like a medium plus. Finally had some cascades at the very end, but my God, man. That felt way harder than it should have been. I did not experience nearly as many cascades as I normally do with the medium plus on that puzzle. But hey, it's done. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It's been close to 3 hours trying to complete it. Hopefully you appreciated that. Um, that one was a rough one. So, um, you know, now obviously, you know, some of you in the comments might be going, well, if you did it this way, if you did it that way, I mean, feel free to like, you know, say like, you know, hey, if you looked here, you might have been able to kind of, you know, take care of that a little bit. You know, that might not necessarily help me out directly per se. Like sometimes you know, with logic puzzles like this, sometimes you can spot patterns, okay? Sometimes, not always, but sometimes, depending on the logic, depending on the puzzle, like Minesweeper has certain patterns that you can kind of recognize a little bit. Okay, something that kind of stands out a little bit more. So, um, so with that in mind, you can kind of see a little bit more, you know, more complex, you might be able to kind of catch a pattern in there, you know. Now, I'm not going to say that you know, like for this puzzle here, it was all patterns. Um, I can't necessarily say that right at this moment in time. Like I can't necessarily go, oh yeah, there's a confirmed pattern here, right? I couldn't necessarily say that in that particular case because there were some that were like it felt as though there was slight differences that could have caused, that could have caused a problem with a set pattern, right? So, but whew, okay, that puzzle is done. All right, well, I'm normally I would be thinking about, trying to upload some videos for release, but the fact that I only have about 3 hours left, I'm going to go directly into No Man's Sky. So, for those of you that are maybe lurking in the background, thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Didn't have any chatters, but that's fine. No worries. Um, you know, I still appreciate those of you that are willing to kind of lurk in the background. Maybe you had a good time listening to my struggles. Or maybe you were kind of, looking at it and going, ooh, that's, nice going, Jim, or, something like that. Who knows? Um, Again, try to be constructive if you have any kind of criticism. Um, so, and, if you have any questions, like, if, like, I was trying to explain, my thought lines to you during that puzzle on how I reached the conclusions that I did. So hopefully, that kind of helped you out. Like if you were like really struggling with it, maybe my insight kind of helped you like, maybe explode your brain like, oh my God, I never saw that before. Maybe it helped you out. If it did, let me know. I would love to hear any um like if I kind of you know, made you open your eyes to potential possibilities and stuff like that. So, but oh boy, that was a tough one. That was indeed a tough one. So, check out the description for multiple links down below: Discord, Patreon, Throne. Um, got my stream team down below as well if you want to join in. If you're a streamer or if you just want to like support streamers, check out the team. Um, you don't need to stream in order to be on the team. Just putting that out there. So we're pretty much looking for anybody that is willing to help out. Even if it's a small amount of time, that's fine. So check out the team, check out the document on the application page, that explains what it's all about. So, um, feel free to ask me any questions if you have any. But that's going to be it for this portion of Conceptus. We're going to go straight into No Man's Sky. So, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I catch you next time. But until then, take care, have a good night, stay healthy, stay safe, And I'll catch you strangers next time.